bandwidth problem.
I have a hotspot.
I see Annie Paul's trying to connect. Yeah, I'm using my phone's hotspot right now.
We're going to call to order the meeting. It's okay with minutes and Howard. This is January the 9th, IEEE Columbus chapter. Let's start with the Secretary's report. If you could pull the minutes up.
You can't see it. Nobody can see that, right?
We can see that.
We're up the other than us. I mean,
People should be able to see it if they're online at
If
least.
they're online, they can see it.
Yeah. Raymond should be able to see it. I don't know what's going on with her.
If you can hear us, whoever's out there, you can, we would like you to let us know that you're there. If there's chat or if there's another way.
Yeah, because you don't have to connect WebEx, you just have to put the number. You just call the number, then you can at least participate.
Colleen says.
I hear somebody.
Annie Paul.
There's a page that says minutes. There's a page that says minutes that appears on my computer.
Correct.
that's correct.
The meeting minutes. See the mouse on it?
Okay, I think we just go through.
Okay, so we're going to call to order the meeting, and Howard is the secretary, of course. We'll start with him. We're reviewing the minutes, see if we're going to approve them or not. If there's any amendments.
Had a couple of errors in the minutes, and I corrected those and gave them the end to publish and put out there now. That's why it's revised 1/8/2020. I removed the T off the end of Ryan's last name,
Yeah.
and I had the two logos that were in the previous minutes attached to that, and I removed those. Those logos were the AEP logos. Just for the record, if we put anything out with AEP, we want to put American Electric Power and we want to use the logo, we have to use the ones that I submitted in those last minutes. That's a requirement when they gave us the money.
Okay, and these are November minutes for the recording because we had an event, a session event in December.
Yeah, we probably need to, somebody needs to discuss that a little bit. Maybe Helen.
Yeah, so after you go through the minutes, then I can.
Okay, we'll go through these minutes. Read the September 10th. They were approved. The motion 111.1. Treasury report, we didn't have a report at that time. Waiting for reimbursements, requested and submitted. Vice Chair Ellen Planington, the we meeting November in Arlington, Virginia. She's requesting $500. And that was approved. And on their chair's report, Ben supports provide $300 from PACE budget. R2 will provide matching funds. Jane Lynn. And that was approved and approved the $300 PACE budget to support Jane Lou's trip. Region 2, meeting on November 21st, 22nd. Our motion carried. Carol proposes a section take on IEEE Humanitarian project. John Schott, PE OSU professor, gave a presentation on that. The project will require 6 volunteers to support commitment from the IEEE Columbus before an IEEE grant can be prepared for the project. Professor Schuck presented a PowerPoint presentation titled Roots Up, explaining the development of an urban garden in an area of Columbus that fresh produce is not available. I'll explain we will discuss this at the December Christmas Dinner Awards. We'll be looking for at least 6 committed volunteers to help with the program. I believe this program will help attract members. Chris Chuck's presentation was posted on the IEEE Columbus website, or you can visit www.rootsup for more information. I also recommended that IEEE Columbus take over the lead on Maker X for 2020. The schedule will be held on February 29th, 2020. We participated in last year. Current promoter Maker X has moved out of state. You can go to Maker X's website to see what it's about.
Bill's still here, move out in June.
Gamma was present wanting to advance to senior men. Carl advised sexual by the necessary reference. Professional societies membership development action meeting. So reported that senior member realization is held on October 22nd, 2019 at the Whitehall Metropolitan Room for 4 members showed seeking senior level references. Student activities chair, no report. Young professionals chair, Burlington County reported that IEEE Columbus Young Engineers clocks in my reading, but monitoring dinner met October 24th at Cheesecake Factory in Easton Town Center. A good time was had by all. She's still waiting for reimbursement from the September meeting. Expressed concern we have continued to add issues of getting reimbursed after they're submitted, and that members have funded their program out of their own funds, and that without reimbursement, future continue on our future programs can't go forward. Limited to report a section meeting, dinner, awards presentation scheduled for December 12th at La Scala, and he noticed mentioned out all section members. She also reported she's still trying to get funding from Maya Zhang, home USU student, travel to give a presentation overseas at EMBA Conference July 22nd and 27th. Request was $500 from the section student general funds. I don't know. Anyway, added AAP support. The IEEE Columbus received word from AAP that AAP contributions and membership committee approved the grant request yesterday for IEEE section in the amount of $1,500 per year for 2020 and 2021. Funds are for education support and STEM outreach. They expect to make the first payment this year for 2020. We'll have to watch and see if the Columbus section. IEEE attachment 1 attached to the new minutes is a newish, and that's what they call it, newish AEP logo, color and black and white. This logo can AEP use with any of the programs. Now we go to the Power Energy Society. Next page. October 30th, Power PES OSU collaboration event was held at Electric Utility. Undergraduate, graduate students from OSU or other colleges are very welcome to join this event, learn the latest technologies, and have the opportunity to know the changing and growing electric utilities. Food was provided and 1 PH was available for those attending that needed it. PES also received a grant from AEP in support of the program. PES chapter has an outstanding engineering award given to 3 individuals each year. The award is given by the end of the year. November 26th, PES seminar application. Power system voltage stability concept will be held. Michael Richardson, staff interview presenting. 1 CPDR available to attendees. The first IEEE workshop, interconnections of renewables and energy storage to electric grids will be held December 6th. This is a 1-day workshop focused on planning, operation controls, modeling, business cases, transmission and distribution, connected renewables and energy storage, and their impacts on the system. 6.5 CPD hours available to attendees. IEEE PES awarded Columbus chapter PES $250. Juan will get the check for the treasurer. PES advisor Richard made no report. Signal processing, no report. Webmaster Ian reported that work is still continuing on the website. Various officers, society chairs have not provided their information. Time for posting on the website, which is listed there. Not getting email notice about the meeting. He doesn't have your email. Auditor Jim Reed, no report, still needs to meet. The Secretary and Treasurer of 2017 and 2018 audit preparation. Details, expects support coordinator Jim Watson. I reported that Jim Watson at Ohio University completed another SPACs on Tuesday, November the 5th, with 36 students attending his lecture on how to plan and deliver professional presentations related to senior design projects. This was the second XPAC for OU this year. Followed the spring banquet held on March 6th with 2 local guest speakers, Amy Outsky and Mike Medley. This is another outstanding event with 117 students attending. These 2 events are the only ones for our schools this year. Section advisor Bob Alston, no report. Antennas propagation, microwave and theory, no report. Computer communication, Bob Alston, no report. Electron devices and photonics, Paul Berger, no report. Engineering, medicine, biology, Nasser Cassie, no report. Control system, Carl Lee, no report. And all the rest, DeVry University Online, Ohio University, Ohio State University, Ohio State University graduate students, Zane State College, no report, and Columbus State Community College, no report. Whole business, none. New business, Helen advised that SU has a student awards event on January 24th, 2020. Carl needs to attend. Monetary awards to select the student for academic achievement and volunteers. Meeting adjourned at 7:55. Next meeting was December 12th.
Good job.
Well, I think I covered all the points. That need a motion to approve the minutes.
I move we approve the minutes as they stand.
Okay.
Josh, seconded. All in favor? Any opposed? The minutes for November have been read and approved for the record.
Right.
Is there anything else, Howard?
No, I don't know whether when we get down to the vice chair, maybe she can report on the December treasury report. Well, is next on your list, I believe.
Correct. Which is Josh. That's it. He probably has a long report.
Actually, it's still going on. So there's so much that came through in December that I'm still digging through it because and I am working on. So I've been talking to the Region 2 treasurer and working on possibly hopefully a better system for not having to send out checks. I reached out to him a couple months ago, and then with the holidays, he kind of fell away, and then just got back to me. So there should be some way to offer direct reimbursement and not have to go through this aspect of. I don't know how that plays out, and he wasn't clear, so I'm going to try and set up a time to talk with him. But all of the PayPal or the tickets for the dinner and the AEP summit, they come in one by one. So I don't get like a lump sum of this. So everything now I have to go through NoNet and see how like you have to add them up and see what they're for and all that type of stuff. I'm also trying to figure out if I can download like a SCV or SVC file from our. I get a statement, but it's not anything I can take into like a spreadsheet or anything. So I'm trying to get it into a spreadsheet that I can manipulate it a lot easier. But yeah, so I'm still digging through a lot of that stuff for December and figuring out where everybody, especially the PES stuff, because there's a lot of it. There was supposedly 70 attendees at their conference and stuff, so I have to see where they're at financially and how that all played out and stuff like that. So the report for this month was like pages long, where usually it's like 8 pages.
You should be able to output.
Yeah, the link that IEEE has on the CBR site doesn't work.
Mm.
I want to give it back. That's a blank one. Okay. Here it is.
So the
Well, I guess the question is going to be, we don't know exactly where we are, but we don't even have a proposed budget. We can't spend any funds until we get the budget approved.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And our big problem is we don't know where we are. And I'm not sure what we need to do.
Honestly, we're not going to be that far off from last year to this year. I mean, it stays about the same. The amount coming in and the amount going out hasn't changed from what I can see in 5 years.
And you need to put the budget together and send it out.
So yeah, I get
electronically and ask for approval for it. And get an approval from the board on the budget. You need to do that now because we're in January and expenditures are going to start going. And we need it probably in a week out to the board, mail to them and ask them to vote on it. Well, Carl can send it out and ask them to vote on it and send it back to them. How they do that.
I was talking to the R2 treasurer, but a lot of people are having issues. They're changing over to Concur. Supposedly, Concor, new volunteer expense reimbursement tools now available, they said, but they have a lot of tweaking to do for it to be feasible for different regions and sections. And they're talking about that Concur has already been in use by major boards and committees, societies, and technical councils. The feedback has been very positive until I talked to him. He tells me there's some issues of record keeping that haven't quite been set up yet. And so they're
changing this and implementing it without being able to track the records?
Well, obviously, there's no interfaces in some areas.
I understand of the setup is I don't know that it's set up for me to issue funds to you as an individual. It seems to be set up for Region 2 or like PACE funds to be put into our account, okay, or like headquarters putting stuff into our
But
account.
it's not for the individual, it's not for the individual section because I tried to submit reimbursement, but when I get to the point where I have to put an account, I have to have project, I have to work to charge it. We
Have your
don't
own
have
account in
that.
there.
We don't have that.
I tried that too.
So it doesn't work for the individual section
Supposedly
members.
it's supposed to, or it's going to. I just don't know when, and that's
Well,
what I have to get a.
I don't-
They have a tutorial on the website that doesn't accurately allow you. You can use it go point by point, and it doesn't quite work out. So I had talked to them, and I had the URL.
Well, how are they intending for us to continue to do it if the system doesn't work?
So the other aspect of what I might propose in the future, especially with PES, is we can set them their own account. So I will not have to write. From what the Region 2 says is I shouldn't be doing this small reimbursements as much as I'm doing it.
I don't know. Well, I don't know how they're
So-
intending to do it. They're going to track it. Because you're looking at
So
each.
what happens, and I think I know OSU Student Branch has their own account with IEEE,
I'm
and
aware
I
of
can
that.
just email and say transfer this money from here to here, and they will do it. So, and I'm also thinking that Jared said, and I might have to ping him back that antennas and propagation have their own account. I haven't seen any requests from them whatsoever, and I haven't heard from them. I haven't heard from anybody, but really PES, I think that's
Well,
about it.
did
And
you
then
ever
the
did you
Excom.
ever get the money from Berger, from Region that was supposed to transfer into Berger's account at OSU?
Yes.
Did that go forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Concord.
So the Epic's account, they actually screwed up because he put it in his name and I couldn't do it. So they had to send me back the check and then I had to put it in OSU Foundations because if it was in his name, they'd have to pay like, I don't know. There was something.
Taxes and stuff.
Yeah, it couldn't go into the account the way it would and all that stuff. So anyways, that has been taken care of. Epics have been taken care of.
Well, I think the big problem, Josh, we got is that if people hold the meetings and they have $100 that needs to be reimbursed, that's got to be turned around because people are spending their money. I don't know how we can do it. I mean, that's the important thing is to get it turned around. We've gone months with some people not being reimbursed,
It's a long time.
and it doesn't work. I mean, we've already got societies upset about it. And I don't want them to quit because they're running good programs.
Yeah, people don't want to move
But
this because
they just need their
they
money
don't
back.
want to pay out of their pocket.
And all I ever remember, I never, when I was chairman, we probably didn't have all the different stuff we have now. I know they changed a lot of the stuff, but you have a ledger type thing that has the check number and what it's for and when it was paid that you put in there. And the same way in coming in, and that's a balance sheet. It shows, and then every one of those are shown and it's tracked because we also have to send all that in through the concentrated banking. And
It's called NetSuite, and CBRT is the two places that we get stuff from. And that's the other side of it. So for every transaction that goes through our account, there's two financial aspects that I have to go in and do in Net. So that's what I'm saying. So now I have to go and look and see. I'm hoping that all those individual lines that got transferred in for all of those things, I don't have to do, because they do a weird, I've never seen it, but I'm not an accountant, where every line item has two things. You have to bring it in and you have to pay it out. You have to bring it in and you have to pay it out. So, I mean, there's a lot of that stuff that has to go on, and then all the reports too. So I'm sorry, my life has gotten a lot crazier than I expected this year. I mean, there's not much I can do about that. And
So probably our goal is for this month is try to get a budget, and you still need to report the 2019 back.
so my 2019 is because February I think is when I'm gonna have to close out the year for 2019.
So if we can get a budget,
The budget can be
Yeah.
easy if we're not really adding or doing anything to it, or send it out as it is. It's just copying the last year's budget usually and
Right now is only efficient when you get regional reimbursement.
it's not
It's not meant
designed
for-
for section.
yes.
It cannot support the section
Right.
at the
No.
moment.
So I don't know if Colleen can hear me.
I can hear you.
All right.
All right.
So that is an aspect that you might want to take back to PES. I was told by Region 2 we can open you your own account. You would have to basically have a treasurer that would take care of that aspect. Is that something that you think you would want to do?
There's a lot of background noise. I heard you say Region 2 is discussing that PES could possibly open a new account, and then I missed what else you
You know,
said.
we can open you account. It just what happens with the treasury aspect of it. So it'll either fall on me to keep the books of your PES account, or it'll fall on you. I don't know if it should fall on the section treasurer or PES. The nice thing about
Okay.
this is you would get your own checks, and you would actually have your own card. Your treasurer
Okay.
and your president would have their own card. That's where they want a lot of this stuff to go through, although they only put $1,000 limit on it.
And they're going to do electronic transfers once they set up that account, because they're kind of forcing everyone who gets regional reimbursements to go to Concur. I have the information, who you have to contact, and who will walk you through it, what kind of tutorials you have to do. Do you have you already have a treasurer for PES? Who is that?
They have a
Prakash is currently our treasurer for PES.
Oh, that's
Prakash.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but he, I mean, we definitely would want to talk to Schwinn and Prakash about this before, like I can't speak for them, but this sounds like something that PES probably would be interested in, just given the level of events or the rapid pacing of events and the limited number of wallets that we have between the handful of us.
That's why I asked
I think this would be good.
Region 2, because the amount of money that's going through there is not something they're really, I guess, keen on. Of this happening is this much. So he just said, he warned me in the aspect of it might end up falling on you anyways, because it would be kind of, I guess, under our account. I don't.
At least they will manage the reporting and
Yes,
and the
correct.
tracking.
And basically what happens is when we approve the budget, I would just transfer your monthly, what you got for the year, into your account. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, that is something that offline in our PES officers meetings we discussed many times in the last couple of years. That if we did have that, it would be helpful. So I'm sure the team would be welcoming of that. But do you have the name of your contact person that we could reach out directly with questions, or would you rather be the intermediary regarding the Region 2 format?
You all should be in the loop. The treasurer, your treasurer, Schwinn, And
I mean, you could
Vera.
probably go to the Region 2 treasurer and ask for them to set that up. I mean, that's all
Okay,
I can send you his
that,
name.
yeah, you just mentioned that you had spoken to someone at, the national level. I was just wondering if you,
It's just the
so we don't
Region
start from
2,
scratch.
the Region 2 treasurer is the only person I've been talking to.
Okay. Okay,
your
gotcha.
email for what they're going to want you to set up is are you ready?
Yes.
V period
Sending us on that committee. We don't have anybody working with it. It's all the technical committees here get together and they have a meeting. They've been meeting.
Was it what, Robert?
No.
It's supposed to be
Richard.
Richard.
Well, Richard did it for 2 years. He tried to find somebody last year to take it over, and
Yeah,
nobody took it.
this
So he did it last year.
a couple of years ago, I participated.
He's section advisor, right?
Or
No,
PES.
PS.
That's PES advisor, Richard Smelter. Yeah.
So a couple of
But I-
years ago, I joined. I participated in the committee, and we did a meeting like every week. And last year, forgot to ask, so I didn't know. We didn't have any participation, and this year we don't have any participation again. But I think we had proposed a budget last year to sponsor
A table.
for a table for $300.
Was it
Yeah.
It's on here,
Okay.
and it was paid.
Yeah. So
$300?
$300 once we pay it.
Because I think it was I think we were given $250, but $300 was like, I don't know. It was something
They
like
came
that.
out with a sponsorship thing. They mailed it out to everybody. I didn't, as far as I know, we didn't get it. I know that the Franklin County chapter got it. I can't remember. Richard knows something about it. It was $100 for one, and then I think
I think
$250.
for 250, I think it will pay for three
That's what it is. It's $250.
delegate.
We did
Um,
300. We budgeted 300 and paid 250
Oh, okay.
because it was for 300 the previous year as well.
All right, but wait, that's fine.
I have to take this. Oh, no.
But
So what
E-Week-
does AEP, how are they involved with E-Week?
They're not really involved with it. It's the technical societies all around here, all the different ones.
So when they gave this donation, who probably is over that?
That came from the contributions and membership executive committee of AEP. Gave us the money to use for the STEM program at $1,500 a year.
Right.
They did. I wrote that up and I wrote it up and submitted it, and it went to their executive committee, and they approved it.
I would
I
try
write
to
a
like
nice,
get
I
in
write a
touch with
nice little
them
story.
to try to utilize that and let them get kind of involved in it so we can continue to
No,
report back.
it's the money that they provide the section, and then the section will have to utilize it
For STEM.
for STEM or other program related to STEM.
Educational program.
Education and STEM. So, and at the end of the year, we just have to report to them what
Right.
did we use, what
Right.
did we use the money for.
Okay, the end of the year.
And I don't know what we did this last year, what we used it.
We did not get it. Is the money will not start until 2020.
I know, but we
Yeah.
had money last year.
Yes,
We
Yeah.
used it.
yeah.
So the first year that I started to get involved, they sent a check, and it usually was for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it was
3,000.
50. So it was $3,000. The check was 3,000, and then it broke up into
One year and
one
then the
year,
next
and the other. So we added. Here's the corporate donations, $1,500. So, and I think that was AEP. We
You
didn't.
didn't get a check yet, have you?
No, I have not seen a check
Well,
from
they
anybody.
expected to get it done by the end of the year, so we should be getting a check.
Okay.
I think because of the way it's set up, it has to go up to Region 2, and they send it back to us.
Okay.
Okay.
So they should have sent it to Region 2, and then it comes back down. And it comes in, and you can split it, 1,500 for 2020, 1,500 for 2021.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then we spend it during the years we need for that.
Yeah, and I have all that stuff. So that's what it was, but I didn't know it was used for anything. I thought it was just AEP corporate donation. So like the stuff
Well,
that we do here.
they specifically, I told them what we did, what we do. And they just said for STEM and education is what they came
That's
back
right
when they
down
sent it to
Washington
us.
area.
So I mean that's fine. I mean we could say we gave $1,500 to Maker X last year as a
Right,
chapter.
right,
So I mean
right.
we can say, hey, here's our. You
Well,
can
yeah,
see what you did.
We don't. They have not actually ever
Come back
requested
Yeah,
a
yeah.
written report back. But,
and
because
actually,
I get it for IEEE and I get it for Engineers Foundation of Ohio and Ohio Society of Professional Engineers. I go in for all three of those and write them up. The only one for the Engineers Foundation of Ohio, they didn't even. He called and told me I hadn't written it. He called and said that you've already got your money for the Engineers Foundation of Ohio, and you have to use a new AEP Foundation logo for anything you do for on Engineers Foundation.
Another reason I asked that is because with Smart Columbus, my consulting company, we work constantly with AEP engineers, and they're constantly hiring new ones that's coming in out of state and from OSU. It might be a good recruiting tool to let them know, you guys need to participate. So I wanted to have more information before I talk to people about it, about what's going on.
here's another proposal to think about too. Is supposedly, and I guess we can talk about this more when we get down to the education care stuff that I do. I guess that was originally created because there was a scholarship that they would give out to high schools or high school students that were going into college. So it was that chair was created to kind of run that program, from what Bob Wolfson.
Not familiar with that.
And then
Yeah,
A
there-
lot of
yeah.
IEEE's always gotten money from AEP for a long time. I
Yeah.
just don't know that, and every year they kind of change things and do it a little different. And like when they wrote back the check, he says, I had written all the things we were doing. And they interpret that and we would spend it on STEM and education. And I don't have any problem with that, but that's what was written back when they said it's been granted to you for your STEM and education.
By the end of this month, Ian and I are getting together to develop more communication and more incentives for engagement with more of our members and student members. We're going to push the chairs to even have them get involved in things. By the end of this month, we should get some communication or find out who's active, who's not active, why they're not, what's going on. They're still there. When you're dealing with the student issues, professors change a lot, change venues a lot, students leave a lot. We're going to try to initiate basically Columbus State, Franklin University, but primarily OSU. So this communication and engagement incentive thing, we're going to set up a little project to work on that fervently, because I think that'll have us flow a whole lot better this year because we didn't have that this year. Does anybody know anything about Berger?
Berger actually, he's out of all the society, he's the only one that actually sent notices. He actually sent messages about where he is, what's going on, and things like that. I mean, last year we received multiple emails from him. All the other societies, they never really responded. I mean, Grimm came to the meeting in January. That's it.
Right.
And then I sent him a message, and he said, "Oh, I'm no longer carrying that. There's a new person." So,
Then
You
there
should
was
be
some,
sending messages out.
there was some type of issue with who was
Well,
over grad, right?
mhm.
part of the problem you've got is that because the way it's set up now, if you don't get on a list or they don't send everybody a section, you only get the one that you're
Yeah.
But you can
involved
ask to have it distributed to the whole section. Just check that box.
Well,
Mhm.
I'm gonna guess the society's not.
So we're gonna get a
Yeah.
good distribution list and make sure that we get
Yes.
something
Yeah,
back.
that's
And we're
just good.
hoping that they give us replies if they just say
I just wanted to verify.
received it. So
It's a lot
Helen,
easier than trying
is that the
down.
vice chair report?
Yeah, we're still probably need to get back with Ohio State about their winter banquet this coming month.
Right.
And you said you're gonna get back with Dr. Musa. So
See, when I came last year, he was new.
yeah,
He didn't actually know what was going on than I did, because I came and said, "Want me to give some awards to you, someone for the awards?" And he said, "No, we thought you did."
and the February and March meetings, at least we have the venue already set up. We don't have to go looking for that.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that's the CEA, computer engineering, CEE.
Um, uh, Electrical computer, IC.
Okay, so if we're going to move on to the professional reports, and we start with Saul for the membership development.
Well, the some of the biggest meetings we've ever had have been tours of Honda in Marysville. So I've arranged to have one in April.
All right.
We don't know the date yet, for sure, because they have to approve it. But we're first tips for April in Honda. That'll be a section meeting.
Section meeting.
Just for the section.
All right. So, is that it? Okay, great.
You want more?
I'm going to add something to you when we get down, students. Professional Ben. Ben, are you out there? Sometimes you are.
He's not.
So we don't have a report from the professional activities chair. And now we have Josh. He's the educational activities chair.
So as was last time, he was right. Maker X will be February 29th. The e-notice should go out here this month, next week or so. It's still down at the Expo Center. It's not at the same one it was last year down at the fairgrounds. It's a different one. It's actually a little nicer of a one, but it's a little weirder room. But for the most part, it looks like it's going to go off without a hitch. Unfortunately, I don't know that the future of Maker X after this one, because Bill Ball, who basically, I mean, between me and the Maker community, the Point at Otterbein, Reynoldsburg schools where we had the first one, and all of them, Bill was the spearhead of it. So he had all the contacts and stuff like that. So this event we're making completely free, because they're basically going to use whatever we had left over from last year and the funds from this year just to make it free for everybody. And then dwindle that out and then decide. The committee that we have for Maker X will decide the future, if it will go on, how it will look, all that type of stuff. But he is the wife of the president of Capital University, and they don't stick around long, so he will be gone in probably June.
If you need help, let me know, because I've got time now.
Okay. Yeah,
So
please.
Bill's talking about Evelyn. You know Evelyn.
Yes.
Evelyn from TTL, and he was hoping IEEE would be the primary lead agencies. You and her. We're talking about 2021,
Yes.
not 2020 right now. 2020 set. So we're talking about 2021, but that's what we were talking about discussing. By that time, you should be there, maybe. And at least that's what Jeff has told me how this session generally works.
I don't think so.
Well, Jeff had
Yeah.
told me that. So, good. Is there anything else, Josh?
No, that's it.
So we have Ian as our, we're going to officially, and we have, I think, made him our webmaster, section webmaster. Is that official?
No
Anoop, you on there? Or Anoop, how you say it?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can I get the
Can you
pronunciation?
hear me?
Yeah, can I get the pronunciation of your name? I like to pronounce people's names.
It's Anupam.
Anupam. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's your report, you and Ian at this particular time.
Well, I think if you go back several months, we had several challenges with our website. And after, with Helen's help, we were able to get that domain name, a new one established. And then, once we had that, we changed the format to be in a standard IEEE format. And Ian actually is the one who got, a lot of the stuff stood up. So I think that's where we are today.
Everything to add, Ian?
Well, got the stats for after currently got it's like staff and actually why, but really make me worried right now with the website is where all our referrals are coming from. I feel we have some intrusion going on right now. Trafficbot.club and TrafficBot. First thing that comes to my mind is penetration.
You think we need to get some security?
Yeah, they have a security feature, I think, so I'm gonna have to look into that, figure it out.
It's not from Iran, is it? No, I'm just
No.
kidding.
I'll show you that in a second. We'll see if it's from Iran.
Might be.
I'll show that in a second. Apparently, we got some things coming from DeVry, LinkedIn, Region 2 IEEE.
Mhm. That's good.
We got traffic coming from all over the place. Just that first one that I figured. Pages most visited, obviously the home page. A lot of people are coming to the officers page. Most visited down to least visited. And this is kind of where our traffic comes from. It's over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I'm wondering, do we have members all around the planet right
No, I
now?
don't think so.
Well,
Region 2 is all around the country.
they're looking into our site in Columbus.
Yeah. That's IEEE Columbus.
Now, can you see which ones are coming from where? Like the 120, that penetration.
Yes. I might have to look that up again. Like, where is that pinpoint?
Well, the thing to remember is that, if somebody is trying to penetrate the website, they would typically spoof their IP address.
And that might be where you're
So,
getting some of that. I
That's what
use a
I'm figuring.
VPN quite often, so but mine
yeah,
still come from the US. But
right.
wouldn't-
So it could be spoofed where they're coming from.
Is that where you
Yeah.
are?
Poland.
Oh, she's the Poland one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably.
so this kind of explains like more where everything's coming from. We got like just a better count of everything.
It's probably every time I log in, the Poland show up.
That's interesting.
You.
Yeah. So visits from Poland.
Yep.
That's probably the thing. Everyone's used to He still needs to start meeting his kids.
Same Lexus.
that somebody's
I
phone?
want to save music in toys.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Is that somebody's phone?
You know, that's my question. And I just froze.
From Hawaii.
It just crashed.
Oh, they heard us talking. Okay, we're back. Are we all back?
No, we're not back.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
back.
because they're on
Okay.
phone. That's the reason why I don't use the phone for the WebEx.
Mm.
Call in. At least you
Don't
can
use your
still.
computer.
Yeah, don't use your computer to call in. Use the
Yeah.
phone.
Maybe there's too much traffic even for
Yeah.
this library.
Might have. Well, I'm not even using the library. I'm using my phone right now.
So
So I don't know what's going on. It's like the second time this happened tonight.
So
probably we can just go move
So
on.
Josh is finished, and Ian, you're pretty much finished, right?
Yeah.
You have more?
You say Ian's our webmaster now?
Local. Yes, yes, primarily.
Okay.
So I think we're still in session here, but yeah, the recording's still active, so we're still good. That screen got shut down.
Yes.
Nupam has been pretty busy, but I don't know if he's there. Are you going to become more active with Ian? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
We were discussing, Ian and I especially, we want to get some communication distribution lists more up to date.
All right.
We can do more promoting events and
More outreach. Yep. Hello. Hello.
I talked to the head of the Department of Education at OSU. He's going to set up different professors, allowing me to come at trimester. Does anybody know Josh with? So we're going to be pushing that for students and also STEM programming. You know, that come February, saw with
Hey guys, can you hear us?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just going to be very subtle.
primarily.
Okay. We lost audio for several minutes, so we didn't hear what was said in between.
Yeah, the computer crashed,
Okay.
and we got that stupid tone coming in
The
again.
next report is to come from the auditor, Jim Reed, who is not here, and pretty sure that's at all. After that, the section advisor, Robert Walston. I'm going to contact him about some scholarship programs that Josh was talking about that he had seen in the school. Contact him. Don't have Spax Jim Watson here this time. So we're going into the Affinity Society updates. Me, Howard?
No,
Yeah.
you, see, that's why I asked, if I had that list, I would have set everything up. Now I'm drawing lines all over the sheet, because all I had is one. I just pull it up. That's, so I can write my note. I have no way to do it. We lost the recording.
Now the recording's
So I'll
actually
make
active
sure
on the
We'll
phone.
be out of here in 15
We
minutes.
have audio still, so.
I'll make sure that we have that
Okay.
together next week. Everybody, I will get agenda at least a week. So we can move pretty quick through them because attendance and propagation, no report. Computer and communication, no report. Control systems, we're going to have sensor, got 4 sensors that they're bringing out with Smart Columbus, dealing with mobility and infrastructure with traffic. I'm going to be at the Maker X exhibit. I'm going to make that a control system there. That's the controls report for Carl Lee, the chair. Electronic devices, photonics is Berger. Might not be in the country, but we're going to see about Dr. Berger. So there's no report there. Engineering and Medicine and Biology Society. NASA, I haven't had any contact with them. That's something me and Ian are going to look into to see if it's still. Some of these we might have to resolve. Quest, are they still active? Power and Society had brief discussion with Colleen, who used to be there, but now she's the president of Young Professionals. Is she?
Yeah.
She's the vice chair. So we'll have an update on that soon. It'll probably be on the website, what they're going to have available. That's one of the first people we're going to connect with. Schwinn, his treasurer, and Josh and all them. So we'll have more here. What they're going to do coming up on the next budget. Josh says they're our primary user. Setting something up in accounting there. Young Lee, he's the signal processing chair. Only heard from him once, so there's no report there. Signal processing. Young Lee. So,
No, Colleen is there.
right. Colin, you still here?
Oh, they probably,
We lost the main mic.
But
the phone
Colin
is
did
active.
say that
she's planning something.
yes, it's on the recording that she may be something pending on budget approval, reimbursement processes. And now we're down to Helen and Engineering before we go into this.
I'm trying to outline the 2020, I guess the 2020 schedule, and looking into maybe doing a tour with the OSU pastoring. they have a special, I guess, department for just manufacturing research, and I think that's a nice place to visit. What kind of process and tools are they using? They have undergrad and graduate students. They have 157 industry partners that work with the manufacturing center design and manufacturing. So they do a lot of research in advancement on polymer, all kinds of interesting.
They're right next to our Tom Experience pilot project. Might be a nice one to tour with.
So, and
So this is also true for students or for
no, for this section. Normally, when we do an event, section, even if it is women and the section is invited. So let's say Control Society have an event. Everybody.
only the members, section and the members.
Yes, and guests. Sometimes guests come. Like Howard was mentioning, IEEE has changed the way they send notices. Where if Power and Engineering Society has an event, it goes to the Power and Engineering Society, unless they create an event and invite the. Otherwise, it only goes to that. If I want to do a women in engineering event, only women in engineering. So I have to specifically create another one to invite them. And probably in March or something, I always do my student networking. Students, they enjoy that. The student really enjoys being with the profession.
So it took a month.
March or April.
So we go into the student branches, and DeVry University, John Goldie, I don't think we have any active student branch there at this particular time because Ian was our president. He graduated.
Yeah.
So,
On the deadline.
So
Everything's being pushed to the online environment.
plus
So
the
anything that
school,
was
they
ours.
sold the building, they closed everything.
Yeah.
oh really?
The whole school is going down. They're moving to Easton now.
A little office in Easton.
Yeah, a little office in Easton, but they're gonna have like probably 4 classrooms for like the smaller classes you don't need a classroom for. Yep. It's a little nursing school. That's all. That's all they need.
No, they sold
Secondary.
off DeVry University. The nursing school stayed, so they split.
No, the nursing school is going to be leaving as well. The nursing school leaves in September.
I just know they split the two out.
Yeah, the two were split along.
So
Yeah,
the guy that bought out DeVry is kind of
it's from
shady,
California.
unfortunately.
Bought out the building.
Yes.
Said they moved to
No,
Easton?
bought out DeVry, like
They're moving to
national
Easton.
DeVry.
One in Chicago?
I
You're
don't.
not gonna
I
find
looked
it.
them up.
It's not AAA there anymore.
Okay.
You're gonna have to. Goldie has.
So
just
John
online.
Goldie is not here for the DeVry online report. So there's no reports other than the information we got. Dr. Alwyn from Ohio University. Haven't heard from him since February. We're going to reach out to that. The OSU University, Talbot figures over the Electrical Engineering Society. That's who we'll be working with, primarily with the student activity. And the graduate students is Dr. Berger again, the report. I'll try to contact the next report that would be given, but it's not going to have one, is Zane State Community College. That was Davis. We were talking, I'm not sure he's there. And that's the end of the reports. Is there anything anyone else wants to bring up or entertain a motion?
Just real quick, where it says under new business section meeting, the next
HAROFF at IEEE.org, and her name is Vera
Okay.
Saraf, Vera Saraf, and she'll walk you through. This is what they're saying. She's the troubleshooter for anybody that's having problem with getting regional reimbursements.
So yeah, I'll send you, Colleen. I'll send you the Region 2 guy that
Sure, yeah.
I've been talking to and gonna set up a thing. He already said that it can be done. I knew it could be. He didn't tell me how to do it. But if you already have a treasurer, and I would say that I would recommend it.
Yeah, I'll talk to Schwinn and Prakash about what they want to do. I think we would probably want to talk to this Vera first, just to make sure we understand all the implications, like, for example, any reporting that we'd have to do, et cetera, and understand that before we take this on. But I will, I'll follow up with Schwinn. I'll let you know.
With that, I mean, you would still have the same, so it would be an account. And so, like, that stuff I was talking to you about, the treasurer would have to go in and reconcile the books and do a budget and do all of that type of stuff. You would basically be like what we do here. When you request funds, it has to be approved. So, like, I put all the meeting minutes in here, so when an audit comes up, like, all of that stuff would be the same. There'd be NetSuites. You would have to go into and CBRT, which is your statements and stuff like that. They would give you access to all of that stuff for your account. So, like, I can help you with all of the back end stuff and the treasury stuff to some extent. I'm still learning. That's why I've been reaching out to the Region 2, because NetSuites is a little weird, but it's doable. It just takes a little. I'm just in the learning curve stage right now.
Well, this sounds promising, so I'll talk to the officers and get back to you. But thanks for keeping us in mind and raising that issue.
No problem.
You guys are a priority. It didn't seem like it at first, but. So is there anything else, Josh, that we need to cover?
Probably need to get
Well,
by
yeah,
the
and
next meeting, most
I
likely.
think we need to have the budget prepared and you send it out. And that be done within a week. And get a
Sounds
vote
like
back.
Josh is saying he's able to do that.
Can you do that or not?
Yeah, I should be able to.
We need to vote on it.
Well, but
probably in
if
the
Carl
next
sends it
meeting.
out, we'll do a
Yeah.
mail vote. Because you're not gonna have time. I mean,
Right.
we're having our January meeting. It'll be February. It'll be
So
another.
I'll tell you what we could do. We could vote on the approval of.
We didn't have our last budget until February last year, too.
The tentative
Almost
budget
March, I think.
that Josh presents. Send it out if there's any objections before I send it. Okay.
Do I just?
If we have a motion.
What he sends out?
Then I send it out. If there's any objections, just say no.
Well, we don't know what's in there yet, so I would prefer to
Propose.
vote on it in February's meeting. I mean, last year we voted on it in February.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't vote on it in January.
You spend money in January?
I don't think so.
Those of
I
us who
think there
spent
was-
money never got it back.
No, the checks that were
that's what
written in
I did with
January were
treasurer.
actually for 2017 or 2018. So the checks written in January were written by Jared, and they were
Right.
written in 2019,
Right.
but they were for 2018.
Well, yeah, 2018.
That's when Jared had to
Yeah.
go to Texas, I think.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Well, I
So
don't
there
know.
was like one left. Jared,
I guess the only
other
question I
Jared
ask is
from-
any society going to have a meeting in January that requires them to be reimbursed?
Well, they're still going to be reimbursed based on their budget for the year. So whether they use it in January or April, the reimbursement's going to come out from the budget.
And if it's
for
going to
the
be
whole
anybody,
year.
it's probably going to be
So-
PES. And I I mean, we have to see where they're at anyway.
All
So
right. Okay.
Colin, you still there?
Because they may want
I am still here.
to request more funding, you know.
I was
So
going to ask that. Do you have anything going on in January or February?
Not that I know of, but I'm not in the loop at the moment, so I don't know.
I'm talking about the one you're chair of, young
For
professional.
young professionals?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, young professionals. I just received my reimbursement check yesterday or the day before in the mail. Thank you, yay. So I was starting to think of ideas to do something in January, but if I should wait because of the budget thing, I can totally wait. I just I know I didn't use all my budget from last year, so I thought I still had at least a couple hundred in there. But I don't mind waiting till February to pull the
You
trigger
can
on that.
schedule it
We
and wait on the reimbursement.
No, Carl.
That was
That's
kind of
not-
a joke. That was to be enlightened. Anyway, it might be good to wait till February. Am I right, Helen?
yeah, I think so. That way Josh can print and give everybody the budget and they can say yay or nay, or I want more money or something.
And then it'll be done properly.
Correct, yeah.
It should go out in advance of the meeting so people can look at it before the
Yes,
meeting.
yes.
Yes, yes.
Maybe send it out to
Those-
the chairs.
Yeah. Ian, do you have all the chairs' actual details?
Nope. Still waiting on a lot of emails. All I had, like, when I would message everything out, that was all through the tools, so.
So
Just
if you
put
don't
chairs
mind,
on.
you and I this week will push to get that done. Members, and so all the e-notices, because they're even still tweaking all the reporting tools and changing
Yeah,
them.
but I also told Howard that like the AP MTT, Graham is not the chair anymore. There's a new person, and my email gets deleted every 60 days automatically. So
I can imagine. I should have that.
so I did send her a message in November that to give us report and everything, and she never responded. So I'll send her another email, but it's a new person.
Okay, so if Josh has concluded his report, we'll try to fly through the rest. Is that accurate, Josh?
yeah, that's fine.
Fly through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the chair report, I had stuff, but I'm just going to give generic. Generic. So the chair report, what I really want to put out is some proposals, probably February, maybe March, for some humanitarian projects. You've talked to Roots Up is going to come back, and I do believe that will allow more recruitment because people involved with his program are engineering students at OSU and professors that are at OSU that are engineers. So I'm telling him that you might have a better chance if you guys join, you professionals, and promote that your students. Also, here it is. Covered the reimbursement list. The reports to the R2, they're very satisfied with our quarterly reports. They still asking me for two things from Region that are vital, and that's membership recruitment and humanitarian projects that they are big on trying to get more in the U.S. because we're spending a lot of money internationally on humanitarian projects with different third world nations and different ones, and they are kind of getting some flack on somebody should be, we have stuff here also, and we give the preponderance of the money. So I have a STEM program that they're pushing out, and they're also talking about going into high school and getting some that's not quite settled yet, dealing with the student activity, some pre-IEEE members, free until they go into college. Part of the recruitment tools. Uh, this hasn't been so STEM training, and the other thing is the Maker X, which Josh will probably discuss that during your report. Am I right, Josh?
That's fine.
And I want to start a smart cities community here because a lot of engineers from AEP and a lot of people working in the Smart Columbus program, most all of them are engineers, about 80% of them. And some of them haven't even heard about IEEE. When I go to meetings, the director has told me, would you quit? You don't have time for your IEEE presentations. So I'm individually talking to them. So if I get a smart cities community here, where they see they have access to information to take back to their jobs, I think it'll be very beneficial to them because our Smart Cities Council has a lot of great information that they're seeking for. And I'm not privy at the meetings to say you can get that if you join IEEE. But I can do it individually. So that's what I hope in 2020. The goals that I hope is those 4 projects. The other one, 4th one I didn't say is to get Concorder section friendly. Josh can probably easily just do electronic transfers and they can do it themselves from each different council. That's what it's supposed to be set up for. Now, right now it's regional, but they're going to try to set it up where Josh won't have to go through all of the constant accounting. That's what I'm hoping to do in 2020.
You said STEM training.
Yes, STEM training. They have a STEM program, regional, that they want to do some local STEM training with high schools. Josh will probably be involved in that if he wants to, but the student activities also, they're setting some particular promotions and giving us some webcasts and different things to just go and present. But they have to go through all these legalities.
A lot of high schools in Columbus.
Yes, and only a few of them are really STEM friendly. As Josh knows,
Yeah.
probably about 5 of them, and a lot of them claim it, but they're not. I teach at them, and I go to them, and I work with them.
It's a fuss phrase.
And working with the Columbus School Board is harder than working with the charter schools. So I got some charter schools that I'm working with. Easier without going through all that bureaucracy. They want to partner with IEEE. Who else wants to partner with IEEE? That's
True STEM.
PASS. There's a group called PASS that works with the Columbus City Schools that does STEM programs. They would like to partner with us, and I would like to rather partner with them than try to work with the Columbus City School Board because they play too many statistical
Okay,
games.
you mentioned Smart Cities Committee. That's
Community.
community?
Smart Cities Community. Under the Smart Cities Council, that has to, according to the international goal, to come under PES. So I have to talk to Quinn about that, set all that up because they want that to be under the PES group. Is there any questions?
Sounds good to me.
Great. So next
Oh,
is Helen.
well, okay. I wanted to get Helen's comments about it. Put the December. I have her listed to give a report about
Yes.
the December meetings.
Yes,
You just
that's where I was
okay.
headed.
Well, we held the dinner and award in December 12th. We had 29